Welcome back to the show. You're watching NHL Now as we continue to celebrate Women's History Month here at NHL Network. Today we are doing so by talking to Sidney Morin. She is a pro scout for the Carolina Hurricanes. She's also a defender for the Minnesota Whitecaps of the Premier Hockey Federation. Sidney, thank you for coming on the show. First of all, I'm so excited to talk to you, so we appreciate you making the time. I'm going to start with this. I mean, you're still playing hockey. You're also pro scouting for the Carolina Hurricanes, who are considered a cup contender this year. How do you balance it all?
It's definitely interesting. It's been new for me. I was formerly playing overseas in Europe for the past 5 seasons. So this is my first season back in America playing pro hockey. And then I got this gig with Carolina, which is just such a treat. But I'm basically able to scout in the morning, watch video from the night before, write as many reports as I can before I head to the rink for my own practice and take care of things there.
So what is, I was talking to you in the break here. I did some pro scouting work for the Dallas Stars many years ago. And so I had, a certain way I did it. I was in I certainly wasn't playing professionally in another league, but I was in the New York area where there was a number of teams. The world has changed a lot in those 25 years or so. What does the role of a pro scout for a team like the Carolina Hurricanes entail now?
Yeah, I think we obviously look at things before the trade deadline to make sure that we can have the best team possible going into the playoffs. So obviously, you guys saw we bolstered the lineup with another depth forward, and we got Shane Gostisbehere to head on the power play and fill in that as a 5'6" defenseman, which is terrific. But we're also planning for the future. There's some RFAs, UFAs coming up in the line for Carolina, and we got to make sure we're ready for when that happens, whether we're able to keep them all or we're not. We have to know who we can bring in and what it's going to take to bring them in. So we kind of have a big landscape on things and keep our eyes on as many players as we can and continue to talk as a group every other week to make sure that we're staying updated on how everybody's doing around the league.
So you mentioned the reports. I'm going to go off script here. I want to know about the reports because I'm just so curious about what the role actually entails. And you just touched on a lot of it. How do things get divvied up? Are you assigned certain players or certain teams? And then when you do write a report, I mean, how long is the report? What are you looking for when you watch the games? Like, how do you approach the role?
Yeah, I think everybody does it a little different. Obviously, we have 5 great scouts. We have different teams around the league that we're in charge of. We try to watch NHL, AHL, and already drafted prospects to keep our eyes on them, and we rate them in different categories based on how they're playing. So whether that's their hockey sense or their skating abilities, and we'll write as much detail as we can, honestly, because you watch so many players on any given night. You really have to have a good notebook to go back and look at who they were playing with that evening when they played well, where they were in the lineup, etc. So those notebooks obviously are great for management to look at in the future, just to see how any certain player progresses as they reach their prime.
Yeah, I always say players are getting better and they're getting worse pretty much all the time. And, you have to be aware of where a player is in his career at any given moment when you're thinking about either acquiring them or moving them off your team. So it's really important work on a day-to-day basis. I want to ask you about your team, the Whitecaps, because you just beat the Boston Pride last night. You're 1 game away from reaching the championship. What's the season been like?
Yeah, it's been very different for us. We have a pretty brand new team this season, so it's been a lot of just team building, getting to know each other off the ice as well as on the ice, different playing styles. We had just kind of a tough last stretch to the season, but this is a new season. When the playoffs start, doesn't really matter what any team has done before, and we were able to pull out a huge win in the first of 3 series to get ahead, which is super exciting, and we're back at it tomorrow night to hopefully close it out.
Well, first, congratulations on getting there. Good luck. You've got some experience winning big hockey games, though. You won a gold medal back in 2018 with Team USA. I can't believe that is, 5 years ago now. Now that you're sort of 5 years removed from this, lifetime achievement, when you think about it, What do you go back to? Like, what are the moments that you think about?
The ones that stick out to me for sure are the opening ceremonies. That's just such a special thing to walk through the building alongside so many American athletes, whether it be snowboarders, speed skaters, really anything. And then obviously the last game, the last moments of that game, the shootout victory will be etched in my mind forever. Just that last save that Maddie Rooney made and everybody plowing onto the ice into a big dog pile was the most special thing I've ever experienced in my life. And like you said, it's crazy to think that it's already been 5 years since that moment.
Sidney, where are we with women's hockey right now? I know that over the last couple of years, there's been competing groups. It looks like there are some changes coming in the near future. Where are we with women's hockey? Are we going to finally get this on the right track and move forward where we can get everybody on the same page?
I definitely think that's the plan. I mean, there's more and more little girls signing up to play hockey, more and more people coming to our games, supporting us, investing in us, and we're not going to quit. You know, like, it's just getting better from here. And I'm proud of all the work the people in our league have done to push the envelope forward and give us pay that, you know, really aligns with the work we're doing, which is super exciting. And there's girls in the PWHPA as well that are really trying to push the envelope forward and in different ways. But all of us really in the end just want this game to continue to grow and to continue to have the interest from little girls and showing them that this can be their job and they can dream of being hockey players.
Yeah, that's what I hold on to, is that so many women are pushing for there to be, you know, a solid league for women to aspire to play in, and for young girls to know that there is a place for them in hockey in so many different areas. And you're doing that on a lot of different levels by pushing for the game to be better for women, continuing to play, and now scouting for the Carolina Hurricanes. So I'll ask you one more, because we're on from 4 to 6 Eastern time. We get a lot of high school kids and young kids that watch this show after school. So for any of the kids watching that play hockey, what do you think is a very solid skill or practice drill that kids can work at home? I guess a drill is what I'm asking for. Like, what's your favorite drill that you think benefited you as a kid?
I think honestly it was just all this time I spent away from the rink at home shooting pucks in the basement or in the garage. All of my friends and I, we lived and breathed hockey. That's all we wanted to do when we got home from school, whether it's just a simple game of pig or horse, or just little drills about flipping the puck into tires, honestly, or a bucket. Just anything you can do at home goes such a long way. And I'll never say enough about people who just truly love the game and have the passion for the game that can take you so far.
Yeah, shooting 100 pucks a night won't feel like a chore if you're super passionate about playing the game and being as good as you can at it. Sidney, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you. Thank you so much for giving us some insight into your role with the Hurricanes, and good luck in the game. I think you said it was tomorrow, so good luck, and thank you again for this.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.